Greatness. Ooh, I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you. If you've been on this journey with me so far and you've gotten in, let's see, maybe 3, 4, 5 videos. Ooh, I want to hear from you. I want to hear what obstacles have you overcome? Like what in the concepts that I've been teaching about living out your dreams has resonated with you? How are you doing? What's going on in your life? What's been showing up around you in dreams? Now, if you're brand new and this is the first video you landed on, welcome in, Girl Greatness. I'm Lori Pelzer. I am Lori Pelzer. I am the CEO of Girl Go Be Great Lifestyle Success Company and Girl Go Be Great Tech. Now, Girl Go Be Great Tech is a new division that we formed over the last year. We've been working on it for a little longer than that, and we're planning to full throttle put it out in the world in 2025. What we're focused on is helping Black women entrepreneurs who are primarily underserved and underrepresented increase her equity, increase her ability to become profitable. And I believe the best solution to do that is tech solutions, integrating and leveraging tech. I've been around the bend, I've been around the curve, I've been up the hill and back again. And I've been an entrepreneur myself for 27 years. I know a little something about a little something. Over the last, since 2013, I stepped into the coaching industry to teach what I know. I successfully built 2 real estate firms. I successfully sold a real estate. Well, I ain't gonna say it was successful. Let me stop midstream on that. We're gonna talk about that dream of starting a real estate firm. And, I made a few incredible moves and had incredible successes. And then I had my fails. And my fails created for me something I want to talk to you about today called the fear factor and your self-belief. The dream cannot operate without self-belief. The self-belief, practicing self-belief is going to be the key. But let's talk about that fear factor. And I'm going to share with you something very personal. I've shared this story, but not the way I'm about to share it with you. As we grow and our consciousness grows and our courage grows, I've never been a person that's, timid. My life story just didn't allow me the space to be timid. And so when something like what I'm about to share with you hit me in my life at the time it did, there was a factor of fear that followed me for some time. And this factor was a very intangible type of factor. Okay, I want you to catch all that. It wasn't tangible, it was more intangible. Fear is a feeling. Fear can feel real to you if it is something that you've made real. Fear can produce real feelings, okay? But for the most part, fear is intangible. It's on the conscious level. It's held in the body within the pain sensors in your chakras. It's based on a psychological shift, based on an experience, and then it produces more of that. Okay? I am not saying what you may have gone through, what you may have experienced or saw did not create that. What I want to say is just what I just said, and I want to talk about it in a different context with a different concept around dreams. So we're going to lighten it up a little bit because I believe when you have gone through some really ugly things in life, or you've seen it, or you've yourself been a party to it in some way, fear can feel very real to you, and it can be. This particular fear factor is very intangible. While it may feel tangible, but it's intangible. Mine was shame. Mine was shame. If you're new to the channel, I want you to go and subscribe. This is worth subscribing for right now. What we're about to do over the next several months, couple months leading into the new year, you're just getting a glimpse of it. I felt that at the end of this year, women needed to be empowered. We didn't really need to talk entrepreneurism specifically and tech specifically. We needed to talk empowerment. My company has always been about inspiring and empowering. Is why the name is Girl Go Be Great. Go places you never gone before. Do things you never thought you could do. And I believe that greatness is the key to all the other things you will try to achieve in your life, right? Because first we try. The fear factor. My intangible fear factor was shame, guilt, condemnation. Shame, guilt, and condemnation is what I experienced when we lost all in the 2008, 2009, 2007, 2008 real estate crash in the U.S. If you're joining me from Africa, I've met some incredible sisters that have welcomed me back home. I've had an opportunity to go to Africa to start my new work, my global mission. You'll hear a lot about that in the podcast as we get to merging things back together, merging things together. I'm on a global mission to empower women entrepreneurs and women who see themselves achieving entrepreneurship. I am all about the hello moment, the moment when you are also welcomed in. Hello and welcome. That's what I felt when I went to Africa this year. That's what I felt when I went to the UK. But I've been to Canada working for several years now, and I can only tell you that it gets better and better. We're going to be creating something that I think is going to be powerful and mind blowing in 2025. So it is all about you. The fear factor, the intangible. Let's get back to it. My dream of owning my own real estate firm came to fruition. My husband joined me as a partner. Then later on, another family member joined us, which was my brother. He's an engineer by trade. And my husband is ex-Marine. I am ex-Army. We all have my husband's college, my brother college. Me, I didn't get to go to college. I did all of my training in the military and became a nurse. Worked in the operating room for the next 10 years after I got out of the Army. And I remember feeling that this next dream was going to not only create me a millionaire, but it was going to change millions of lives. I dream big. And in one of the videos, you'll hear start small, big impact. Right. So we're going to talk about why that is such an incredible concept and incredible strategy. Something I didn't practice much in my coming up, but I'm ready to, I understand the concept now. I'm ready to teach it to other women like yourself because I believe it's invaluable. So back to the fear factor. Shame, guilt, and condemnation took over my life. After we lost all, we built our real estate company from the ground up. And it's something about building something from the ground, right? You get all of the feelings. You get all the feelings. You do all the things. You learn all of the factors to make it great. You go through the experience of it all. You don't miss. It's brick by brick. You don't miss a brick and expect the house to stay. You set the foundations. You expand it. Then you go in there and you make it beautiful. Like in your brain, you can feel the beauty just busting through it. And you start to make it in this incredible image of what you can dream of. And one day, our real estate company was no more. You could feel it. There was a lot of things happening. The bank started to deny loans that we normally used to get approved because we understood how to get a client packaged up properly. Because there's a lot of different factors in getting home loans, depending on the underwriting process, the type of loan, your income, your type of credit, your type of job status, your financial picture. So we were experts in it. That was one of my sweet spots. And it's how I do what I do when I teach women entrepreneurs, how to grow her business, how to start it, grow it, and expand it. So we gave it all. And then one day I woke up homeless. I woke up in a hotel one morning. after having to relinquish my home, and I made $1 off of my built from the ground up home. This was our second home. We raised our children. Me and my husband will be married 30 years in, gosh, less than a few months. And I can remember the feeling of emptiness. I can remember fear just taking over all of my body. I remember being in the shower and I was crying. I was profusely crying. I was naked and I was crying. And I don't know if I was crying out for my ancestors, crying out for my mama who was deceased, crying out for a daddy that never came, crying out for some help, crying out because I was just didn't know anything else. But I didn't realize at the time shame. It was the shame that was on me that I couldn't wash off. And I never washed her off until I decided that I couldn't take no more shame. And it took a renewing of my soul to recognize that that shame did not belong to me. I had nothing to be ashamed about. Why didn't we have more money was one of the shames that I had. But our money was tied up in the real estate industry. Our money was tied up in everything real estate. Our building that we owned, that we were buying, was real estate. We had to relinquish our building that we had just finished remodeling less than a year prior. Because I had a dream of having my own seminar room where we could help people learn and grow and be great. I'm always the consummate teacher and student. And I was just so excited about all of the realtors we had in our firm that were growing and building their own financial wealth and changing lives of all the people that we serve. We were one of the number one companies in our state, in our city. Our faces was on billboards and TV ads and newspapers and you name it. Seminars, people knew us. We were, if you asked who to go to buy a home or sell a home or buy an investment property, we were in the top 5 of names that would be mentioned. And to wake up hungry, homeless, and hurtling around for what was next, fear. My intangible fear factor was shame. And when you have a dream and you have this thing that happens that not only just stifles the dream, you could probably get past that one, but that takes the dream and just literally chisel it down to nothing. We lost everything. I was able to keep some shoes, which I shared in a conference that I was teaching at sometime. What was that? Oh, it was a Dr. Tracy Lynn event. She owned a jewelry company and she had reps all around the U.S. And I was one of her speakers for 2 of her events. I was brought in by a woman I met, became a colleague and friend, and I was able to be a speaker for 2 of her launch events that she does to launch out the new products for that year. And I remember telling the women in that room, your shoes have an imprint and your shoes have your energy in it. And so when I recognized that I had to walk out of shame, I put on my favorite shoes that I would use when I would make power moves in. They were stilettos. They really fit well. They were black and they made my calves look amazing. And girl, let me tell you, girl greatness, those shoes were part of my comeback. I know. You got to read my book that's coming out in 2025 and you will understand more about the shoes and what really happened. But I saved those shoes from foreclosure. Lost everything. I almost lost my husband. He had heart failure not very long after. He went into a deep depression. His body failed. He already had diabetes, had already battled with some areas of, health challenges, but he had not gone through that. And he had not experienced that. And he's had major health challenges ever since. My daughter was in college. My son was in college. Their freshman year. Now, how my son and daughter, they're not twins. That's a whole story. My dog was suffering, Shih Tzu, and I had shame. I had to go to church. I had to be with people that I didn't know what they were going through. I didn't know how they were making it. But I want to tell you something. Fear is one of the biggest obstacles to achieving your dreams. It is paralyzing, and it will paralyze you from taking action. And if I had stayed in that posture, that paralyzing posture, I wouldn't be talking to you right now with a company that's thriving, with a company that's expanding across the continents. I wouldn't be talking to you right now. Because fear is a natural part of any dream journey, right? You're uncomfortable or unsure about what's next, but it doesn't have to control you, doesn't have to put you in the shame that I experienced. So to learn how to acknowledge your fears will be something we're going to talk about in the Dream into Action Summit that's about to happen at the end of the month, October 27th through the 30th. And I get an opportunity along with many other women to help you acknowledge your fears and move through them and reclaim your dream. Now, if you are a speaker yourself, this is your call to action. If you're a speaker and you want to be a part of the 30 speakers that I'll be having on this platform to join me, you want to help other women learn how to acknowledge her fears, move through them, and reclaim her dream, I want you to be paying attention because we're going to be putting this link out in a couple of days. And you get an opportunity to join me. There's a minimum investment. I mean, so minimal. It's mind-blowing. It's just mind-blowing. It's not even going to be something you got to think twice about. And your only biggest obstacle is whether you'll allow the paralyzation of not taking action. So the fear factor is different for each one of us. And here's the goal: for you to practice self-belief. Here's the mission: for you to practice self-belief. Here's the idea: for you to build a belief system that aligns with the dreams you're chasing. And I was chasing again a new dream. I had to desire a new dream. I had to desire and design a new dream. I had to desire and design a new dream. That I was going to chase a new dream, a new kind of way. And I would never let shame be my fear factor again. It may be another one. It may be a new name, but it won't be shame. So every time you doubt yourself, I want you to grab this part of the concept. Because if you don't doubt yourself deeply, then that fear factor, intangible like shame, can't just come in and wipe you out. So every time you doubt yourself, you distance yourself from the dream. If you believe you're not worthy, the dream starts moving away. If you believe that you deserve this thing to happen to you, the dream starts moving away. Now, if you got something you're supposed to take responsibility for, you got something that you did and you know you did that did not go well, that did not align with your values and goals, that hurt other people or hurt you, then you have to own that. It's okay to own that. But we're talking about this intangible thing that lingers around in all of us when we're just not sure. So in order to cultivate the inner confidence that you need, you have to allow yourself to take a new bold action. And that's what we're going to teach. How to take a new bold action. And that's what I had to do. The ending of that story, I had to take a new bold action. And I did. I decided to retire from real estate, and you'll hear the rest of it at the Dream into Action. Practicing self-belief is the counteract that factor of fear, that intangible one like shame and guilt and condemnation, which produces more of other stuff. Before you know it, you will be in, you'll have PTSD. You may, that may be something that's real for you because of an experience, but you can develop dis-ease in your body that creates disease. But if you take a new bold action, if you could trust me for a moment, trust yourself first. But if you can't trust yourself, Trust me for a moment. I've helped a lot of women become successful in her business. And one of the welcoming things and the hello thing is that you're home now, girl greatness. I am you. I am a woman's woman. Trust in the possibilities that there's more left. There's more available. Allow yourself to take a new bold action. I'm going to see you, right? October 27th through the 30th. And you get an opportunity to dive in this thing like never before. Building a new belief system that aligns with what you're chasing. If that's a new dream, I want it to be a new dream. Because if you are rediscovering your dream, then a rediscovered dream. Don't try to go back too far in old dreams that no longer have a possibility. Maybe you just need to take that old dream, rediscover it, put a new bow on it, right? We could do that. How about that? I'll meet you halfway. Every time you doubt yourself, you distance yourself from your dream. But every time you allow yourself to take a new bold action, you move further toward the dream. So we're going to practice a new self-belief, and we're definitely are going to give a name to that fear factor that may have stopped you and paralyzed you in past. I can't wait to see you on the other side, Girl Greatness. Share my YouTube channel with your girlfriends. I look forward to seeing you in your greatness. Remember, greatness costs, good is free. And remember, the dream is non-negotiable and it's not for sale. Girl Greatness, you take care and go be great. And I'll see you soon, October 27th through the 30th.